The following is a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about them Cowboys?
Yeah! Go Cowboys! This is Media Mash,
A roundtable of Cowboys insiders
dropping wisdom
and offering sizzling takes
on the current state of your Dallas Cowboys.
Now, your host,
Newy Scruggs.
Media Mash coming your way. We've got the Hall of Famer Ed Werder here, the most trusted. He is Clarence Hill. And we've got Taylor back in the house with the national champion. I'm waiting on the ring. I'm just waiting on, we need to go show the swag. Come on, give us the true Ohio.
Got a big chain on.
I mean, I'm a grad, but I did not order the $69.95 Jostens ring.
Okay.
I looked at it.
$69.95.
Can't
You know how much it costs? He knew how much it costs.
I said I looked at it. But
Where's the decimal point?
Hey,
I would recommend
it was in between the nine.
I mean, he got a shirt already. He got his shirt. He know his swag.
I got a shirt. I got a sweatshirt.
For the office, for the JJT Media Group office, I would suggest a Ohio big ring that's a paperweight.
And he got. I mean, he's won a few in his lifetime.
We got 3 in the last 20 years. We feel good about that.
This is true.
Now we didn't lost 3 or 4.
How much you contribute to the NIL?
I have. They've got the check from me.
Really?
Yes.
I give
it's
you credit.
between $50 and $150. But they got a check.
Well, they finna get some tuition, so it don't matter.
They got a check.
The son's
And
going.
they finna get some tuition. So.
You bought donuts one day?
Buck nuts, baby. Buck nuts.
Buck nuts. Yes. The Buckeye Blitz. That they have the greatest ice cream up there in Ohio. Very good. I am Newy Scruggs here. All right, lots to get to. Let's start with the combine. Yay. All right.
Clarence is going tomorrow.
Clarence is going tomorrow. That All City Dallas money is strong. So Clarence is going tomorroh.
What's your per diem?
You going to stay in Elmo?
Let's not do that. I'll tell you during the break, Ed.
That's Chill Media Group for deal. Chill Media Group for deal.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, the combine. Let's talk about the combine.
Go ahead, brother. You were talking about the combine, yes.
You know, lots of news coming out of the combine. Certainly, Stephen Jones talked earlier this week. I'm going tomorrow because Brian Schottenheimer talks Thursday and Jerry Jones talks Friday, and we'll have an off-the-record conversation with Brian Schottenheimer on Friday, a luncheon. So, you know, some nuggets will come out of that, I'm sure. But Jerry Jones has, not Jerry Jones, but Stephen Jones has given us the buzzword of the offseason. Last year was all in from Jerry Jones.
Okay.
Yeah.
This year is selectively aggressive. Selectively aggressive. What does that mean? What does selectively aggressive mean to you, Ed? And when it comes to, it's about their approach to free agency. As last year they punted
It means less than all in. Right?
Well, they weren't all in last year.
I know they weren't all in, but by definition, I would say all in means being more aggressive than being selectively aggressive. And yet I think they intend to do just the opposite. I think they'll be more aggressive and more involved, not in any kind of insane way.
That just means instead of shopping at the dollar store, they're going to shop at Family Dollar.
Well, the thing is, last year they didn't even shop at the dollar store. Let's be honest. They basically punted.
And see, I would take that as you go to Neiman's for the clearance rack.
Well, just go to Nordstrom Rack.
But you're still going to even when you go, but you know, there's certain stores when you go, at least I do, where's the clearance rack? Like, you know, Neiman's clearance rack, boom. The Nordstrom rack, it's going to be more, it's going to be a bigger selection. But Neiman a little smaller, but, you know, bam, they're right there. Boom, right here. I can come see these.
Yeah, because they've been shopping at Ross. So,
Hey.
Don't you think we're going to get our first real sense of how aggressive they intend to be with the Diggy Zua negotiations?
If you're going to be selective, please tell me you're selectively looking at defensive tackles and you're aggressive there. Yeah. To me, that has to be where you start.
That's the way to get your guy done, lower this cap figure, and, you know, show some goodwill towards your guys.
Well, the question here is this, okay? First of all, they have to do more because they have to fill out the roster. They're like 25 free agents. I mean, they don't have any bodies at defensive tackle. They don't have any bodies at linebacker.
The whole front seven's
You know, they have to.
Full of holes.
They just have to do things just to fulfill their team before the draft. Let alone, get quality guys. I mean, they have to get bodies on the roster, so they will be more active. They will do more things. Now, when you talk about specific guys, Steven said they're already negotiating with Osa. Right now, the Osa's market is going to be $21 to $24 million. They need Osa because they don't. With Matt Eberflus' scheme, you need 3 techniques. You need 3 techniques to get after quarterback. My question to you guys, and I like Osa, 3rd round pick. He's made himself get as much money as you can. I always believe on the side of players, get as much money as you can. Okay. Do you believe Osa is a $24 million a year player?
No, but I didn't believe Dak was a $60 million a year player.
It's not what he's worth. It's what you're going to go.
No, I agree.
It's not even that. It's if you want to live in Highland Park, it costs a certain amount of money. If you want to live in DeSoto, it costs a certain amount of money. You want to live in Frisco, it costs a certain amount of money. You want a serviceable defensive tackle, it costs a certain amount of money.
Serviceable.
He's above average. He ain't special.
And the difference between Dak is the quarterback position is more important, and you have to have a quarterback, and you had no other options.
In Eberflus' scheme, you have to have a defensive tackle. That's why when he went to Chicago, the first thing he did was trade for Montez Sweat.
Yeah.
Again.
So now, when you look at whatever Osa gets, we're gonna be like, oh my God. And it doesn't matter whether Dallas signs him or somebody else signs him. You're gonna be like, he ain't worth it.
Is there somebody better in free agency that they can get?
Maybe Milton Williams.
Because otherwise, if you let him go and then you draft a guy, then you really haven't done anything.
No, in fact, most drafted defensive tackles don't hit their first year.
So yeah, you just have to come to grips with, I got to pay him. I don't even want to, but I have to.
Unless
there's somebody better.
Well, unless they've come up with some type of strategy of free agency, and we're going to do this and this, and bam, there we'll go. I mean,
ain't no elite defensive tackles coming free,
and that's why I say that's why it's got to be a combination.
Even if you get your boy from Washington,
I don't know if he's elite anymore. Allen.
That's what I'm saying. Like, okay, fine, but
is Osa elite?
No.
Is Osa better than Allen? Is he better than Buckner? Maybe you could get Buckner from the Colts.
I mean, those are questions, and like I said, Steven said they're already negotiating with Osa, and they want to sign Osa, and obviously they're going to.
But on their terms.
Oh, always on their terms, but their terms.
They're late to doing all this stuff.
Huh?
They're late to all.
Well, they should have signed him last year, right?
Should have signed him last year. Should have signed Micah last year. They should have signed.
You're right. So I essentially put it this way. So we're not sending Clarence to school with Air Jordans. We're going to send Clarence to school with a pair of white high top Converse and a low top pair of purple Cons, and that's how we're gonna get you to school. That's what they may have to do. Right?
He got Jordans on, right. But he got a crease.
Right. So Ed's going to school with Jordans. You are not.
I got Jordans on too.
I'm just saying with the Cowboys, we're sending you to school with some Cons. Is what I'm saying. Got some Chucks.
Were you encouraged?
High top Chuck.
Were you encouraged?
I'd rather have Cons than them Shacks that showed at Walmart.
The other thing it seemed like Steven went out of his way to mention was the possibility of making trades.
Trades are fine.
That he talked about making trades like they did a couple of years ago with.
That's good.
Robert Quinn was a good trade they did a couple of years ago. Gilmore. Yeah, I mean, look, and I'm with that too. You find someone who's hey, look, you may have, this player that's priced out of here. I mean, I could see that. That may be your better route, Ed, than paying Osa $24 million. I could see that.
But what pick you giving up? You giving up a 3 or 4 or 5?
Well, because the team is trying to get rid of him, like you did with Gilmore, it's going to be in the
like
third day.
Like Mingo?
Well, you hope so. The Cowboys on the one,
they overpay. Dog, they don't spend no money, but they want to overpay in draft picks for everything.
I guess
we
to
get
me,
number one for Buckner.
The good, I mean, they're going to figure out what they're going to do. To me, the good news is that if there's a good news, is they're already negotiating with Osa. They're not waiting. They're already negotiating with Osa. And Steven also said, when we're talking about Micah Parsons and, the idea of waiting like CD and Dak, there's a chance they could negotiate earlier with Micah Parsons. They won't be at the end of training camp and all that other stuff of possibly getting the deal done because there are no obstacles in my interpretation, there's no obstacles from them signing Micah. Unlike CD, who was waiting for Jefferson to get signed to set the market. The market's already set for Micah.
Till Myles Garrett does a new deal, or
Till he does a new
T.J.
deal.
Watt does a new deal.
That's fine, but right now the market is.
Which is why you should go get.
Well, I'm saying, why wouldn't he wait to see what happens with those deals?
Because he can set the market himself. I mean, they know they're going to set the market. I mean, the bottom line is the highest paid defensive player is Nick Bosa at $34 million a year. The highest paid non-quarterback is Jefferson at $35 million.
But it's going to be Jamar Chase. The Bengals have already said they're going to make him the highest paid non-quarterback, so that number's going up.
That's why what I'm saying is CD himself was waiting. Micah doesn't necessarily have to wait, as far as being.
Said he prefers not to.
Yeah, he prefers not to. And so go get it done. Go get it done. Go give him, we know what the parameters are, the numbers are. Go get it done.
Clarence, I don't think you're going to find anyone disagreeing with you about Micah Parsons getting it done early and then
All of
looking
that
at.
And the only reason I brought it up is because
flexibility.
Stephen put it out there that in comparison to last year, that he said they're not things.
No extenuating circumstances.
Those extenuating circumstances are not necessarily there for Micah Parsons.
And could this be selectively aggressive?
See, to me, selective aggressive does not mean signing your own guys. And that was my problem with All In, because from a financial standpoint, the Cowboys were definitely fully committed financially when you signed Dak and CD to those numbers. But they were already on the team. And to me, when you said you're all in on improving the team, improving the talent level, you added nothing. So re-signing your own guys is not improving the team.
In your mind, but in their mind.
No, it ain't improving the team.
I'm just telling you, okay.
Clearly,
if
they have a different thought process from time to time.
But what did Jerry say at the end of the season? I paid, $240 million for Dak. Is that all in? Is that enough?
Right. That's not
So that's the way
team.
he sees it, though.
So three of us.
No, I don't disagree, but we all have common sense. Okay, we all know what the quality of the roster was. When you lose players, replace those players. I don't care how much money you spend on your own guys. You are not improving the team. The goal is to improve the team, improve the talent level to take the next step. I don't care how you spin it in your mind. I got common sense. You're not improving the team.
Now, daggone well, Grandma said common sense ain't common.
Well, you're not. The goal is to improve the team. Okay, the goal is not to re-sign your guys. Yeah, re-sign your guys, fill out the roster, but also add talent so you can take the next step.
Clarence, the three of us here understand what you're saying.
And you're right.
And I understand what he's saying. And so I'm
the guy who came up with the term selectively aggressive.
No.
He's one of the guys who
no.
thinks that signing Dak and CD at the highest level.
I guess what I'm saying is when I talked to Jerry about All In,
okay,
I understood his parameters, and I restated the question about All In, about putting a winner on the field, improving the talent base. And he initially said, yes, it's not about the future, not about the cap. It's about, I can go get the quotes, I can get all that. It's about improving the talent. It was after 12-5 and lost to Green Bay. It's all about improving the talent to win next year. It wasn't just about re-signing your own guys. Now they've flipped it
Yes.
to that, but that was not their initial statement. And so it's same thing with selective aggressive. It's still about, Stephen in his conversations, his comments were about putting a winner on. Last year was not good enough. We want to put a winner on the field. We want to improve the talent to win.
Do it.
So, Clarence, being most trusted, and you got Jerry on the All In. What are you getting this year?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know if he's going to pair it with Steven says. He's going to come with something else. We'll see. That's why
That's why we're going to go into the bus.
That's
on
why
Friday.
we're going to the bus. We're going to sit on the bus for an hour and do a State of the Union.
Drink a little Johnny Walker Blue.
And see what he says. And a lot of times, again, I believe, it's about winning now. Okay, let's say we look at the draft. It should be about winning now. I know Brian Schottenheimer has a 4-year deal, but if they don't have a winning season and get to the playoffs in year 1, he's on hot seat in year 2. This whole thing is a short-term proposition.
It is, but at the same time, too, if they don't do a better job for him, or they do the job acquiring talent for him that they did for Mike McCarthy. They're hurting themselves. I mean, this man needs help. We talk about your defensive front here. What the scheme you want to run is like Zimmer last year. You don't have the tools needed to run it. The Carpenter doesn't have the tools.
Look at all the guys they lost on the defensive front last year, and now you don't have Lawrence signed, Golston signed, Odighizuwa signed. I mean, if you look at their meeting schedule in Indianapolis, it's full of front seven defensive players right now.
Well, right now, it's because those are the ones talking today.
But if you lose all those guys again, even if you go draft guys for those positions or sign other guys, if they're lesser players, you haven't made your team better, which was what you were saying.
And you've got that schedule where you're going against the AFC West. You're going against the NFC North.
And you're the third best team in your division on day one.
If your front seven isn't good, man, you might be looking at a top 5 pick in 2026.
And they're probably going to start the year without Diggs and probably without Overshown. So,
definitely starting with Overshown and most likely without Diggs for sure.
I'm just saying you're talking about all that talent on the front seven being potentially gone, and those two players not being there on day one or early in the season as well.
It's
going to be hard to play good defense.
Let's take a break.
Oh man, y'all need to be more positive about the outlook.
Man, Ed Werder, Jock Taylor, Newy Scruggs, Clarence
Selectively
Hill.
Positive.
I like
Exactly.
that. I like that.
Yes, let's be selectively positive next. How are the Cowboys treating players? The NFLPA's weighed in. We'll give you a ranking next right here on Media Masters, DallasCowboys.com.
How do you tell the world about all the great gifts in the Yeti store? Let her rip, Troy.
All right, folks, let's get started with the Yeti French Press. Enjoy coffee that stays hot for hours in a French press. 34 ounce for you, 6'4" for the cruise. The Yeti French Press. Hot mix waterproof bags. Bags waterproof. Submersible waterproof doubles. Waterproof backpacks. World's mostly water, so get a waterproof Yeti bag. Do I smell something cooking? Oh, new cast iron skillets made to be passed down like Mama's recipes. Take a steak, cornbread, cobbler's pot pie, and potatoes and next level with 3 sizes of Yeti cast iron skillets.
Gear, gifts, and product experts. Visit the Yeti store on McKinney Street and at South Lake Town Square today.
How's Wingstop sound? Crispy, juicy classic wings, sauced and tossed in those 11 soul-satisfying flavors. Paired with hand-cut seasoned fries, house-made honey mustard, blue cheese, or signature Wingstop ranch. I think you've heard enough. Get your flavor delivered at wingstop.com.
This is Nate Newton from Hanging with the Boys, and Wingstop is here to bring the flavor to game day as the official wings of the Dallas Cowboys. Order now by downloading the Wingstop app or ordering online at wingstop.com.
Hey, Cowboys fans, a 2024 football season is here, and SeatGeek is here to help you experience all the action. SeatGeek makes it easy to find tickets so you can be a part of all the touchdown celebrations this season. Whether you're buying or selling tickets to Cowboys football games or to any other live event, SeatGeek is the place to do it. SeatGeek is the official primary ticketing partner of the Dallas Cowboys. The most disruptive idea in ticketing? A ticket that works. Expect the expected. SeatGeek.
How about them Cowboys? Or how about them Tyson Cowboys Nuggets? As we cheer for the stars on the field, we love that we've also got some stars on our plate, thanks to Tyson brand star-shaped Cowboys Nuggets. They sure make game day special, and for every purchase of the new Tyson Cowboys Nuggets this holiday season, Tyson Foods will donate $1 to the Salvation Army up to $100,000. As you enjoy your stars on and off the plate, remember, tailgates and game day have always been Tyson.
Back to Media Mash.
Media Mash with your favorite writers and media experts. And there's a pontificate about the Cowboys. Jock Taylor, Ed Werder. You've got Clarence Hill. I am Newy Scruggs. Okay. NFLPA rankings have been out. Ed Werder, go ahead and give us some of these.
All or some?
Let's start with the Cowboys.
Okay. No, that's what I meant.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, treatment of families, they got an A.
Great.
Food and dining, B+.
Family.
Man, I thought they liked the food and dining.
That's a B+.
It should have been an A.
So the food
Nutrition, dietitian, B+. Locker room, A. Training room, C. Training staff, C.
Is that all about the rehab guy?
It's about they
Weight room, A-. Strength coaches, B+. Team travel, B. Head coach, this was Mike McCarthy, not Brian Schottenheimer. Head coach, A. Ownership, B.
All right.
In regards to Cowboys ownership getting a B from the players, here are some specifics highlighted. Owner Jerry Jones's average rating for perceived willingness to invest in the facilities is 8.59 out of 10. From Cowboys players, a ranking of 16th out of 32 owners. Players feel that ownership slightly contributes to a positive team culture, ranking 23rd out of 32. The players feeling ownership is committed to building a competitive team, selectively aggressive, a rank 25th among 32 NFL owners.
I don't see nothing in there about no tours and how that's a big distraction.
We just saw a tour go through, too.
Yes. I waved to them.
They're very committed to those. They get an A on tours.
So the training room,
again,
got a D last year, so it's better, but it's still low if you look at
overall. I think the Cowboys' grade went from 12th to 10th this year.
Yes,
right,
top
but
10th overall treatment.
Yeah. But the training staff, I think, was about them.
They want more.
They're like 30 or something like that. If you go back, they just want more. They need more bodies. They don't get enough one-on-one.
Right, they want more staff.
Yeah, they want more staff, and the Cowboys
more hands-on.
Don't have a large training staff, and Britt Brown is pretty much the only guy that does the rehab.
So, where do Washington and Philadelphia rank?
Washington was the biggest climber. They went from 32nd the last 2 years to 11th this year, and Josh Harris, the new owner, is number 1, and Dan Quinn was ranked number 1 by his players.
Right. Okay.
Now,
and they only have so far to go because their facilities are horrible.
Yeah.
So
and their stadium's horrible.
Yeah, once they get the facilities
and
fixed.
their owner was horrible.
Right, I was gonna say,
but no, not last year. I'm just saying though, as far as they can only get so high, even though they got the A's with the owner and the coach because their facilities are horrible.
And you knew they were going to ride with Dan Quinn. Who doesn't like Dan Quinn?
And the Eagles.
I'm looking them up right now, unless you guys already know.
So this is, I mean. Okay, Washington.
It's like 1,600 players or something, I think.
1,700 is what I saw.
Yeah.
1,700. Yeah, 1,700 players, what they thought, and to give their opinions on things. I was surprised about the food, and just
a B plus.
I've never had it, so I can't say. The Eagles finished 22nd.
Okay, a
little bit surprising.
And look, and this is just me going over to the training staff part of it, just being able to. Just so people have an understanding, the Cowboys can come here and never have to leave. They can eat right here. There's food. You can go anywhere, you want a salad. They've got a bunch of options. We're all old enough to remember at Valley Ranch when they brought in Grandy's. And guys are eating that. But you can eat here day or night. There's food here. Even staffers eat here. That's not common at every facility, but the fact is you can come to work, get all that you want done, never have to leave this building if you want to.
I think the fact that the Eagles grade is where it is tells you that all that ain't a big deal. I mean, it sounds good, and you want good grades and all the other stuff, but
doesn't necessarily affect the performance on the field.
And yeah, because Kansas City last year was low. I mean, if you go back to Kansas City, they were low.
They have poor facilities too.
Right. Yes. But it had nothing to do with the product.
Not everybody gets to play practice in a museum.
Yeah. So I mean, all that stuff is cool, and you want to be high, but does that really affect winning and losing?
It's a lot of great college programs that have fantastic facilities and can't win.
You know, and as much as they want to kick the training staff's butt and that's really the only thing they really downgrade on is because they don't have enough numbers. That's not why they got injured. You know, and I don't think that the lack of numbers stop people from coming back faster. You know, that didn't cause the Cowboys to get injured. A lot of people, if you look online, that's why they had all this. No, that's not why they had injuries.
Mark Cuban, when he first took over the Mavericks, y'all remember when he upgraded the locker room and upgraded the facilities and got him nice robes and got him big chairs, all that stuff that he did to make things better. It did not result in big-time free agent signing. No one did it. Even the food he got for the team on the road, the visiting team, man, this is great food. I mean, well, Mark's doing good stuff. And Mark thought that was going to somehow, reciprocate. The teams were, free agents were going to say, hey, let me come play for that. It didn't never happen.
I think it happened for the 49ers, though, in the Eddie DeBartolo years when they created the Niners dynasty. Players were treated incredibly well, from the way they flew to the getting individual rooms on the road.
Toy Cook told me when he left New Orleans, he took less money to go to the 49ers because, first off, wanted to win a ring. That was it. One, but then the second thing he talked about was just the treatment. He took a low deal to go over there. So they definitely had something going there. But it did not work for Mark Cuban when it came to signing NBA free agents. I mean, he couldn't pull a Chris Paul. He could not get any of the name brands that he wanted. He couldn't get Dwight Howard to come there when he wanted him to. So to your point, Clarence,
well, here you've got great facilities, a great place to play your home games. You've got daycare. You got good facilities, good food. You got no state income tax. Where are all the free agents?
Yeah, where'd the Texans finish since we
the Texans?
Yeah, since Dalton Schultz complained about the tour. What the Texans finish?
Who complained about the tour?
Dalton Schultz. He the one to cause that big controversy about the tours. And
I felt like an animal when I was lifting, and that caused me to drop passes on
what
something.
the Texans
fans was coming around here looking to see Dalton Schultz. That's what they were coming to see.
In the weight room, I'm lifting weights, and their fans coming around. Where the Texans?
Big old noggin.
I'm looking to see if I can find it quickly.
Sixth.
Probably. I mean,
they finished 6th of 30.
Sixth.
Yes, 6th.
Sixth overall. That's not bad.
That's pretty good. That's well. That's
Dalton Schultz. That was also interesting. If that's just okay, Dalton Schultz. He was a different guy.
First of all, then he go to where did he go? Stanford.
Stanford.
Stanford guys are different anyway.
Yes, different guy. So, okay. So 10th overall, and when it comes to treatment for the Cowboys, that's good.
A generally positive opinion of ownership.
Yes.
And an incredibly high opinion of the coach they fired.
Yes.
Why would that be? How do you reconcile those two things?
You're a Hall of Famer, Ed. You tell.
I know. I want to give you guys an opportunity to shine. What do you got?
Most trusted?
I mean, first of all, they like McCarthy. I mean, McCarthy did a good job taking care of the players and taking care of their bodies. His schedule, he allowed them to stay at home the night before games. A home game, they didn't have to stay at a hotel. I mean, he treated the players well, treated their bodies well. He again, that's the most disheartening thing for everyone around here, that lost to Green Bay because they were healthy. He managed that team, had them as healthy as they've been all season, and to go out there and let it egg against Green Bay. That was the gut punch. But he's had them healthy and ready to go. So the players liked how they treated them. And overall, what are they unhappy about with how Jerry Jones has treated them and the facilities he has them playing in and how they travel? I mean, what's not to like?
Do you want do you want players who are happy with a coach who takes it easy on them?
Washington likes Dan Quinn. I mean, and Dan Quinn talked about this year about how learning things from McCarthy and how he treated players, giving Veterans Day off.
I wonder what kind of grade Jimmy would have gotten from the players on this kind of thing.
Well,
do they have those? They have coaches like that anymore? I mean, are more coaches?
Well, it's harder now because of the rules.
Yeah, but I'm just talking about the dog cussing coaches. The coaches that you were afraid to walk in and talk to, and do we have any coaches like that anymore?
I mean, the facilities have changed so much from the old Valley Ranch days. I mean, you look back now, you think about that weight room they had. I mean, high schools have nicer weight rooms than what the Cowboys used to have over Valley Ranch. And then remember the racquetball court got turned into the makeshift breakfast facility.
Trying to think, are there any tyrannical coaches in the NFL right
now?
Like
I don't
any
know.
Parcells, any Sean Payton can be like that, I think.
Russell Wilson.
But then look whose tree he came off of.
Yeah.
Right, but outside of Sean Payton, I mean, I don't know if any coaches are like that anymore.
I'm trying to come up with a couple.
Yeah, I know. Like, that's what I'm saying.
I don't think Jimmy would have been any different. I don't think he would have conformed to the times just because the times are different now. I think he'd still be the way he was.
I think he'd changed. Because just as you
I don't think he's capable of coaching any other way.
But, would he have been hired? I mean, because look at who they're hiring today. I mean, Kellen Moore's didn't exist back in 1990. They didn't have guys like that. Not a plethora of them.
Belichick was that kind of guy?
No.
So he's coached 2 years ago.
And can't get a job, so he went to college. They don't want that. So it is very interesting. I mean, now, Pete Carroll, who once got run out, remember he ran out of New England, and,
the Jets.
you're not Bill, as he wasn't Bill, and now here he is coaching again, and Belichick is not coaching in the National Football.
Vrabel may be a little bit like that.
Yeah.
I think Vrabel has some of that in him.
But then Vrabel's coming off a Belichick tree, so it makes sense.
So two guys you named.
And he's also coming off being run out of town.
But we're talking about guys who are hard on players and demanding of players and insist on accountability.
How about McDermott?
Not really, I don't think.
Okay. I don't know, so I was asking.
Like Jeff Fishers and those guys, it's hard to find a handful even. We've maybe found two.
Not a lot of coaches willing to stand up in front of their group and tell them no more of that 7-9 bull jive like Jeff Fisher. They don't make them like that anymore. No. Where's your Herm which we played to win the game? I just don't see that right now. But
I don't know if Herm Edwards was that guy either. I mean, he's more of a Tony Dungy type guy. They weren't.
I'm joking.
Yeah, to say he played to win the game, but he wasn't no dog cussing.
I'm joking. I'm joking with Herm's time.
Anyway, what my point is in this whole survey thing is maybe the players flattering the coach is not necessarily a good thing. Ultimately, in terms of the results they deliver for you.
I think so much of it now, when I think about it, is truly relational.
Well, and I think
a guy make you better. Jim Harbaugh is making guys better. Dan Quinn is making guys better. I think that's where the guys are relating to.
Did he make the Cowboys better against Green Bay? I mean, because that's where this thing went off the rails. I mean, and we love Dan Quinn. We love what he's done. And I guess the overall question, I'm glad you. Did the players let McCarthy down and McCarthy let him down? They love McCarthy, but ultimately he had him ready to play, or at least had him healthy enough to play. Did the coach
didn't look ready to play in any of those playoff games?
No, they didn't.
You bring up McCarthy. So what happened against Green Bay? I mean, not McCarthy, but Dan Quinn. But what did he do with Washington? Okay, so whatever you thought about the defense that day, erase all of it because we just saw what
they went to Detroit and won.
All right,
against the number one seed.
Don't disagree. I'm just saying,
maybe it's the atmospheres.
Well, it's something. Listen, I've been since '97. It's something, and it's certainly bigger than Dan Quinn, Mike McCarthy, and Jason Garrett, and
like Ted Cruz,
Dave Campo, and
maybe it's the players.
and Dave Campo.
It's always the players. It's always the players. Ultimately,
yes.
I mean, coaches can put you in position, but ultimately, it's the players out there playing, man. And it's the players. At a certain point in the game, somebody got to go make a play. And if you don't make it, then you lose.
You were correct. Tom Landry put Jackie Smith in the perfect position, and Jackie dropped the ball. Got to be the sickest man.
Ruined my childhood. Though.
Boy,
me too. A whole lot of ruined a whole lot of Hall of Famers.
And speaking of that, I went to the Jason Witten Awards the other day. We were talking about all of this. And I was like, was 07 the biggest, because we were talking about, you were part of this thing. And when
they lost to the Giants?
Yeah, when they lost. Yeah, when they were number one seed. They go to 13-3. But they were winning that game. And, he brought Patrick Creighton dropping the ball.
Which was in the third quarter.
Which is,
because PC for the call right now.
Good hand, And then he said, but he thought that they had the best shot in 14.
What, Dez caught it?
Dez catch. Yeah. The Dez catch. Caught.
But see,
I'm just saying, but everybody has their own, but he was there on both teams.
And the problem
was on both teams.
Is not that Dez caught it, didn't catch it because there's still 3 or 4 minutes left. It was really the DeMarco Murray fumble earlier in the game where they had a chance to really.
He's running through this enormous hole.
I'm like, he
somebody just reaches out and slaps the ball out of his hand.
The Hall of Famer.
So I was bringing up because we talk about players having to make plays and making these plays, and for whatever reason, whether it's Romo dropping a snap, and a lot of people felt that year, even though they were a wild card team,
they could go to Chicago.
They go to Chicago and win. Who beat that average Bears team.
And the Parcells had enough juice to get him past that one.
Yeah.
My whole thing whenever I hear the Dez caught a game, okay, fine. Let's say he caught it and he scored. Who's getting the ball back? And who's that same guy who was getting the ball back that every time he played the Cowboys, we always knew everybody died at the end of the movie.
Well,
Aaron Rodgers movie, everybody died.
And
then what did he do?
How did he convert that?
Thank you. Then he came here to your house and did it again. So why did you think this? Hey, if Dez Carter, we're going to win. No, you wouldn't have. You'd have died. Everybody would have died.
Well, if DeMarco
he's available right now, by the way.
If DeMarco does a fumble and Dez catch it.
It's who he is.
Well, I'm just saying.
Oh, well.
No, but again, we're only talking about players making plays, but the coaches set them up. I mean, the Cowboys have had the opportunity. For whatever reason, it just hasn't happened. That's all. The only reason I brought it up. And they live with that. It's agonizing to this day.
But that's every athlete, man. I mean,
the problem is that, and we talked about when we talked about the NFC Championship streak. Every other team in the league has had their 3 or 4 year run, and then they do what? They win their one game, they get to the championship game, or they get like the Cardinals have been to the Super Bowl, dog.
Yes.
You know, the Panthers have been there twice.
And
when they have their little run, they get there and do their thing.
And they have their regrets. You know, you're the Cardinals. Hey, we left the field with a lead, and then Ben Roethlisberger and Santonio Holmes pulled off magic. It happens.
The problem in Dallas is they've had their opportunities, but they don't win their one game to get there.
Right. And so I just think everybody has those. It's the Longhorn fan crying like Colt McCoy when they got hurt. They don't won the game. He got hurt. It happened.
You
went out of Ewers. It's Quinn Ewers. It happened.
Nasty.
It happened.
That's nasty work.
I've learned from you.
That's nasty work. It's time for a break. It's time for a break.
It's this year the Cotton Bowl, right?
It's time for a break.
You behaved yourself.
Quinn Ewers' roommate.
Sir, we have to do a break. We have to do a final break. Gotta do our final break.
Final break. Kaiser Source says we got to go to a break. We do it right now, right here on the Media Match. DallasCowboys.com.
You've been so.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pregame sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Hey Cowboy fans, I'm Dak Prescott, quarterback of the Dallas Cowboys. But lately, I've been learning a new game, crypto. Sound confusing? Don't worry, even us pros were rookies in crypto once. That's why I trust blockchain.com. They make crypto easy. No confusing jargon, just the tools to help you win.
Prescott keeps it, slides with a first down.
Invest like your icons, where everyone is a rookie in crypto with blockchain.com.
Perfect throw, my goodness. Wow, did he ever thread the needle.
Visit blockchain.com/Cowboys to get started.
Star Sports Tours is the only official fan travel partner of the Dallas Cowboys, offering exclusive game weekend travel packages with pregame sideline access and photo ops with current players, cheerleaders, and Cowboy legends. You want to stay at a team hotel, attend the best tailgate party in Texas, tour the Star, and talk X's and O's with me, Everson Walls? With Star Sports Tours, you can. Visit cowboystravel.com to book your travel package today.
Cowboys football and Miller Lite. What a pairing. Can cracks at kickoff. Tailgates going way past postgame. Sunday night overtimes followed by Monday morning swagger. Brisket in the smoker. Miller Lite in the cooler. America's team playing America's greatest sport. Miller Lite, the only beer of the Dallas Cowboys. Dallas Cowboys football tastes like Miller time. Celebrate responsibly. 2023 Miller Brewing Company, Fort Worth, Texas.
Back to Media Mash.
Newy Scruggs with you here on DallasCowboys.com. This is the Media Mash, most trusted Clarence Hill. He's Hall of Famer Ed Werder, his longtime beat writer and author Jean-Jacques Taylor. Okay, guys. You okay, Clarence? We good?
That look, boy.
Oh, death stare. Death stare.
Nasty work.
Are you going to St. Elmo's, by the way? How do you feel about that?
I like St. Elmo's. I like the cocktail sauce.
That's all I'm there for, man.
Is that right?
Yeah, that's it.
It's the only restaurant where there's shrimp fight back.
Actually, I know I'm going to Harry and Izzy's.
That's funny.
On Friday for lunch, so that might Harry and Izzy's, St. Elmo's, same spot. Really, they're right next to each other. They're owned by the same people.
Yes.
So the Cowboys are treating us to lunch at St.
Oh, the
Harry and
Cowboys
Izzy's.
are treating us.
So I might
take a house meal.
So I will have a steak there.
Oh,
cocktail
yeah.
sauce.
Oh, so you don't get.
So that's why your per diem doesn't matter, I guess.
you don't get the chicken.
You want no steakhouse for the chicken? Who goes to the steakhouse for a chicken?
Clarence getting bone in, ain't you?
Ribeye, baby, ribeye.
Bone in.
Ribeye.
Bone in. That's
lots of marbling.
Hey, look, if you bone in anything, I haven't had anything bad that's been bone in. Bone in, when you get bone in, you get it good. That's the good meat there. Okay.
I do the same at Nick and Sam's when they're out of my pocket.
Okay. Will the Combine ever come down here? Because I know there were rumblings for a while about them trying to get it down here, and got the
I don't think Indy trying to let it go nowhere.
Well, no, it's in Indy for another 2 years. And Jerry wants it here, and because they wants it here, and they have the facilities and everything else. Indy just so perfect because it's so walkable. And I know that you have this hotel here, but it's not. It ain't the walkability. Center. Yeah, but the walkability ain't the same. They got the hotels in the area to get it done, but the walkability like Arlington, the hotels are not there. Certainly you can get to the hospitals, but Indy, you got the hospital, you got the hotels, you got the restaurants.
It wouldn't be in Arlington; it would be here. It would be at Frisco.
Well, I mean, let's talk about both, but yes, certainly it would be here. I mean, theoretically, yes, but again,
I don't. What reason would they ever have to leave Indianapolis? Nobody has any complaints about Indianapolis.
Everything's a money thing.
It's some money. I mean, Indianapolis, Los Angeles, Vegas, they go where the money's gonna take them.
Give them Super Bowls.
I mean, that's why they made it a nighttime event. It's on prime time. I mean,
that's why the draft is moved around.
Yeah, they moved the draft around. I mean, if somebody bids and gives them a better offer to do it.
This is why games are on Peacock.
It's soon to be Netflix.
And right. So yeah. I mean, if somehow Jerry comes up with a sponsor or somebody, and it's dead, it could happen. But this is basically what I've seen. The only threat to Indianapolis has been Frisco, and we're sitting here right now in this studio, and we're watching the Shrine Bowl. And they moved the Shrine Bowl from Ford Center, and this year was played over AT&T Stadium. So Jerry's showing you that he will be a shark in the tank and try to get events. So.
Yeah, but will he be a shark in the tank and try to put the best players on the roster to win Super Bowls?
Can't be selectively aggressive in that.
Sharks are not selectively aggressive.
So and that's the issue is that yes, he will throw events. He wants to combine. He wants to draft. He wants the biggest, the greatest facility and all the other stuff. And they get high marks, so that helps the Cowboys become the richest franchise in sports. But when is it going to be about the main thing?
So let me ask this question. And since you're going to the Combine, Ed's not going, JJT's not going, I'm not going. You're going to the Combine.
I will be on the bus.
You got Jerry on Friday. How do you get him to define selectively aggressive if he agrees with Steven? And then how do you get this right there on the paper? How do we get it defined? Because last year he had his definition of all in and your definition were different. So how do we get an alignment here?
Yeah,
an explanation.
I don't know. I.e., not Newy. Everything is fungible. Okay? Everything is fungible. I have a appetite, or what is that? A ambiguity. It's
tolerance for ambiguity.
Tolerance for ambiguity.
Just because I said it doesn't make it
just because I said this is that season. Just because I said it don't make it so for sure. You got to have a tolerance for ambiguity.
No, there ain't gonna be no alignment, though.
Okay.
Well, you just have to ask him how does he define what Steven said? How does he define selectively aggressive? Yeah. What is that in their minds? Because nobody asked him last year when he said all in. Nobody said, what's all in mean to you? Right?
We just assumed. I did. And then he changed the meaning. You put that all in around my neck. He said, no.
No. I'm talking in the moment that he says it.
In the moment that he said it, we did. And then he changed the meaning because they tried to, they got all sensitive because it went all viral. But they did. And then PR style, that's not, yes, it was. We got it all. He changed the meaning.
You plastered it around there too, boy. You carried that banner all in.
No, we did. We did. But again, he has the loudest voice, and he gonna, obviously gonna do what he has to do. But the bottom line is, at the end of the day gonna end, number one. But at the end of the day, the goal should be about adding the talent to this roster, whether it's selective aggressive. When Steven talked to David Moore on Sunday, when he said selective aggressive, he said they will do more in the first phase of free agency than they had to have in the past because they have to fill out the roster because they have so many free agents. They have to be. They can't wait.
I don't want to hear we have to fill out the roster. I want to hear because we want to be better and we want to win.
He said that too. He said that as well. They want to be better. They want to improve the team.
It's about
and they said that
now.
we have to go back and do things different. He didn't offer any regrets about that thing last year, but he said that we have to fill holes in free agency so we can be true in the draft as they were. And in past years, they always shopped at the bargain basement bin, but they still filled holes in free agency where they could go in the draft and pick the best. You can catch their falling
different
star.
this time. It's different now.
Yeah.
They're not coming off a 12-win season and a disappointing playoff appearance. They're coming off a 7-10 season. They don't have a coach who's won 12 games 3 years in a row, won a Super Bowl way back when. They got a guy that most people in the league, people who coach in the league may think that he's earned this opportunity and he can deliver on it. But generally, the football public thinks this is a disastrous coaching hire, and Jerry has to prove himself right. Like, if he wants to prove that he got this hire right, he's got to support the guy and get him a better roster.
Agreed. JJT, last word on this. We got to.
No, he absolutely does. Now, the question is, will he? Because they talk about it, but they're very rarely about it.
Okay. So if you want to get all that information from Clarence Hill, who's going to the combine,
$41.
You got that. You got that bread.
$48 a year.
That bread.
A year.
Got that bread.
It's not a bad deal. We got a spring training special right now going on. $40 here. All City Dollar.
That's the cost of a cup of coffee over a day.
How much?
$48 a year.
$48 for the year?
Yeah. Not bad.
Okay.
And you get a free T-shirt.
Free T-shirt?
Free T-shirt like this.
Does it fit?
Of course it fits. Like $20, you know. T-shirt.
Can't even spell Dallas right.
What kind of cotton is that?
Brand. TLLS.
Thank you. Most trusted.
That's the price of a shrimp cocktail.
There you go.
In India.
Werder with that beautiful Cowboys Golf Club shirt. I like that. I like that purple.
That lavender.
Lavender.
Yours is purple.
Family. It is in the purple family. Yes, it is. Jean-Jacques Taylor. Appreciate it. I'm Newy Scruggs for Chris Beam, Jazz, everybody here at DallasCowboys.com. Thank you for watching. We're out.
This has been a production of DallasCowboys.com and the Dallas Cowboys Football Club.
How about this, Cowboys? Yeah!